Let's see some more Darkness Ablaze testing. It's Mad Party versus Eternatus. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch and today we're going to be continuing our testing of Darkness Ablaze. We're going to be playing Mad Party up against Eternatus Vmax. Both of these decks have been featured on the channel, so if you check the messages down below, whatever we call it, in the description, you'll be able to find those. Hello Blake, I can see you having some fun with spinning these cards around over here.
Yeah, it's a mad party. It's always going. We're raving here.
Exactly, so we'll get ourselves set up here, playing some games on Tabletop Simulator. Before I get myself started though, I should probably roll a dice. Heads or tails?
Heads again.
Yeah. It is tails. I think I go first.
Alrighty.
Sounds good. So this is a matchup, Blake, that we've not actually tested before, and it could potentially be very interesting.
I've given a few runs in my own time, just solitaring from like either ends on Tabletop Simulator, but yeah, I get the feeling that there's a good chance this is a negative matchup for Mad Party, just because of the sheer amount of HP on Eternatus Vmax. Can be a bit difficult to deal with. Makes it hard to even two-shot sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
The thing with Eternatus, I think that's the biggest deal for Mad Party is the fact that I don't even need to evolve into Eternatus Vmax to get some knockouts. So we'll see whether it's going to be difficult or not here.
The sheer amount of Zigzagoons the deck also plays also frightens me, because as you might be able to see, this Sinisty has 30 HP, so you just chuck like 3 Zigzagoons down on the first turn and then just annihilate me completely, and that would be very concerning. Yeah,
see, well, I'm not going to be able to do it now. I'm going to pass across to you, but this is a good spot for me to be in, right? I've got an energy attached to an Eternatus.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Eternatus's Power Excel does 30 damage, which is the same amount of HP that Sinisty has, so...
And it only goes up to 60 when it evolves, and it's weak to Dark, so it doesn't even matter if it could evolve this turn. It is most likely not gonna be able to deal.
But
so...
I think we're at least in a decent spot for a good-ish game, just because I do still need to take 6 knockouts. So even though I can use Zigzagoons and all that kind of stuff, I still have a lot of work to do, and Mad Party can actually get to some pretty high numbers pretty quickly. So
it can.
It's not like Lost March. It's not like Lost March. You say with the proper start, as if you don't have a proper start.
Yeah, well, we're in struggle town a little bit here. We've got the Mr. Arm. I'm going to put all the discarded ones up just next to my Pokemon here, so they're easy to count. I debated over what I was going to do here, but I'm going to discard Crobat and that Mr. Rhyme to do 6, because I just couldn't get my hand low enough to make use of the actual the Crobat draw here. Sure. But drawing 6 with Roxy seems good.
That seems pretty good to me.
Sequel to Gouda. I am happy with that, actually. That's it's pretty decent. We'll chuck you down, even though I don't think you're relevant in this matchup.
Just to say that you've got a Pokemon.
Yep. Just in case I need something to just pivot between. I think that's about all we got to do here. Yeah, I'll just pass it over.
Alright, no worries. Well, I've got myself another Eternatus, which seems pretty good. I will Great Ball here and have a look at the top 7 cards in my deck. Now, Great Ball is a horrible card in this particular program, because it requires a lot of hard work, but I found a Pokemon, so that's good.
Yep, it's the worst one I wanted to see, so that's excellent.
Yep. Now, I've got a decision to make here. I'm going to Zigzagoon. I think I'm going to put the 10 onto the Bunnelby, and then I will...
Because that can't evolve out of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's always going to be there. I'll attach to the benched Eternatus, and then I'm just going to boss out that Sinisty with the double
the one with the... Okay, yep,
yeah,
sure
just
thing.
to take the knockout on that. Not that I'm worried about getting, like, taken advantage of by that Twin Energy, but I may as well whilst I've got a chance.
Take energy while you can.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll use Power Excel here. 30 damage will be a knockout on that one, and it's not an ideal start for you, but that's okay. There's still an opportunity to come back.
No, not at all. Alright, we will draw for turn.
Sounds good.
God.
Doesn't sound like it's a fun time over there for you, Blake.
I just really don't want to have to do what I have to
I
do.
don't want to do the things that I'm doing. Benching the Dedenes.
Which I hate because they're
Ugh.
better off in the discard, but Crobat's like my only draw out here, so I'm gonna take
Right.
3.
Okay.
Okay.
You can work with that?
Yeah. I already feel like this is super bad because I've just drawn into like supporters and energy, which is just the last thing I want to do.
Oh no. Isn't this always the way, Blake, that we start to test these decks? They do uber well in testing, and then...
When no one's recording.
Yeah, the second that you start being filmed, it's just an absolute disaster.
Turns into a train wreck. Yeah, it's tested really well. Okay. So... Man, I really wish I could just switch these Bunnelbees in my hand right now with the
With those
Dedenes on the
two
bench, and
Dedenes.
then suddenly like everything just looking hunky dory. But that's just how it goes.
Yep, that's
Sometimes
the
you just
way
get the
it
wrong card at
goes.
the wrong time.
Yep, but that's the thing, right? Is that next game you'll go first, and you'll start like at a blistering pace and absolutely destroy me. So I wouldn't be too worried.
We'll quick pull away a Bunnelby,
Sure.
and then we shall go looking, and we'll find ourselves a Dedenne.
A Dedenne. That Dedenne's
And then
two cards.
we will use the
That's 2 cards. T-break turns it into 2 cards.
Oh right, yes. Sorry,
Sorry,
I thought
my
I made
apologies.
I thought I made a mistake. You
No, no, yeah, no.
you bamboozled me. All right, I'll use T break and I'll take 2.
Sounds good. Look
Oh,
at this.
Evo Essence.
That sounds pretty good.
We'll grab a Mr. Rhyme.
Yep. It's going to be discarded next turn.
We discarded this turn.
Right now! Get rid of that. Straight out of here. 4 in the bin. This is the thing that Mad Party does so much better than Lost March. You can actually discard your cards.
You can just
get
chain
damage.
it. You can just chain it like crazy.
Yeah, like you're not even having that great of a start and you've already got 4 in the bin. It takes you forever to get Lost March going, so it's much more reminiscent of
You also,
Night March
yeah,
than
you
Lost March.
also have to guaranteed wait a turn to go start plugging along with Lost March, whereas this can put on the gas right from the start. Now let's say we've got 4, so I'll swing for 80.
80 damage. It's not unreasonable. We will draw for turn. We've got ourselves a couple of good cards here. I like the idea of Piers. That seems pretty good. So we'll search the deck. Piers, such a good card in this deck, dude. Like,
Yeah.
there
Oh
are,
yeah, absolutely.
There
It's insane.
There are decks
It's
floating
insane.
around without Piers, and I don't understand it.
You can see what like most of the people watching who went on the stream recently, when we were testing Eternatus, we tried to build without Piers, and I was watching and I was like, oh, no Piers, this one's bad.
Yeah, this is not.
And everyone was
strong.
like, let's not be too hasty now, Blake. We haven't even tried it. It's like, yeah, but I'm pretty confident that that's
pretty
really good. It's pretty good.
I'm not sure here what I should attach to. I mean, I can attach to the active, but I feel like the Hooper is a safer bet. I just switched out of the active with a switch to free up some cards for Crobat, so I can draw a couple more.
Okay,
4 here. And then this stadium looks pretty solid. I'll chuck that one down.
Oh,
And,
yes.
that is, I think, all that I'm going to be able to do this turn. I will power Excel and do 30 damage, take the knockout, and attach a Darkness.
At least this
energy.
time, when you take the knockout, you feel up my Mad Party for me, so I'm not as concerned as the first one.
I think I'm going to attach to Crobat. Is that crazy?
It's not crazy.
It could be crazy, but it's not crazy in this particular game.
Alright, we'll draw.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we will start with a T-break.
Sure thing.
We'll chuck a Mr. Rhyme in the benzo.
That's 6 now. 6 is a rather large number.
We'll bench
Sure.
Sinisty.
Sure thing.
We'll rock with 6. 120.
That's not quite enough
Man.
to take a knockout on the Eternatus.
Yeah, I'm staring down a boss and I'm just like, man, if I had one more, I could kill the benched Eternatus. which would have been good.
I only
but
take one prize for the black market.
Yeah, the stadium's a problem. It's especially when you use the strategy where you only use the basic V. Currently, I'm not running any counters to stadiums because.
Aren't you? Oh,
I think apart from this deck, there's not really a stadium I mind being in play. This just happens to be the one.
That's right. What we might do in the next game, I just won't play the black market down, just so we can get a little bit of a fairer understanding of how Mad Party's supposed to work, because obviously if we're testing for pure consistency, some decks can afford to fit in these stadiums straight away, whereas
it's easy, and it's easy enough to find a spot as well.
Yeah.
I just made my first build not trying to counter any specific deck, so what you would do is you would find a cut, might be one of the bull searches or something like that, and you'd put in a Marshadow from Unbroken Bonds.
Be as simple as that.
Because you have a lot of bull search in this deck, so it's easy to get to that than like a one-off stadium.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think, considering the resources in hand, I might just half hit you for 120 here.
120 damage, no worries. So yeah, we'll leave it in play now, and then next game, what we'll do is oh, this doesn't go to 120. Sorry about that. This dice goes to 120. And then next game, I will just not play it down if I get it, because there's no point really testing, you know, if you're gonna be.
I always thought this was basic dark, but I guess it's just any dark.
It is, yeah. It's a weird one. It's just any dark energy attached to any dark Pokemon. I'm gonna put 10 onto the dude bro at the back. We'll scoop up and do it again. And with any luck here, I can find another scoop up or an Eternatus Vmax to get another Zigzagoon.
Yeah, the Vmax is the first part you need here.
And I'll just Zigzagoon again and take another prize.
Yep.
That seems fine. I actually do manage to find the Eternatus, but I don't think I really want to put it down.
Well, now that
anywhere.
you've hit the scoop up net, you don't really need it.
Yeah.
It's only going to be a downside, really.
I think what I might do, I'll just attack into this. That'll be a knockout. And I'll accelerate an energy to the Crobat. So this is unfortunate because this is really not showing off how the deck's supposed to work at all from your side. I feel kind of bad because we were talking about what matchups would be good to feature, and we were kind of going like Mad Party seems to have it over almost every deck that we've tested it against. Is it worth like?
So we don't want to make like overhype Mad Party by putting up against Salamence, which is a super good matchup for it as soon as this Mew drops into play.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as the Mew drops into play, like it's absolutely insane.
And so we kind of play the Switch, no worries. And we kind of were chatting about like, okay, well, what deck can we play where it's maybe a little bit more even? And it ended up being this one. So
yeah, Eternatus is like one of the matchups that I hadn't tested against because whenever we went to go try it out, Eternatus was being piloted by someone else on the other side of the table. So. Just never got around to testing it that well.
That's okay. It's still worth taking a look at.
Yeah, exactly. My suspicion was right about this being a negative matchup, though.
Yeah, but on the plus side, you're doing 160 damage here, which is not even a small amount of damage for you to be doing. You've been completely hindered by my entire game plan, and you're doing 160 on turn 3 or 4. So that's pretty good.
Yep. Okay, so you're down if you scoop up, so this is a bit safer now. Yeah.
Used a couple of those already.
Okay. And, yeah, so with 8, we go for 160 with
160.
Mad Party, and we'll take one.
Take one prize, which is unfortunate, because you probably deserve to take more. We'll chuck the Crobat into the active. That seems like a pretty good choice from my side of the field. We don't have access to anything much just yet. But what we can do...
But this is an important part of testing, though, because obviously, you know, we could have tested this for ages and then just not played this matchup, and we would have gone, so there's no point in putting a way to use counter stadiums in this deck because it's not necessary.
Never need it. Yeah, exactly. Whereas then, now it comes up.
Yeah, and then you go into a tournament thinking that's the case, and then you face this matchup, they put down black mark, and you go, uh-oh, this is a problem.
Oh, I've just completely lost this game.
Turns out we didn't think about that at all. Yeah.
Oh no. Alright, so we will Piers for energy and a Crobat.
What's that research from?
Did I already play research? Oh, I'm sorry, I'll put those back.
I mean, it's there. I can't remember if it was just hovering there from last turn, and you didn't discard it, or if you played it.
Let's have a think. Let's have a think. So last, I would have had this in my hand. I had a whole bunch of Eternatuses and stuff.
So you put down Eternatus, and then you.
We're just gonna say no. Let's just say I played research. I
think you win this one no matter what.
Yeah,
so I think you're fine.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I think that we'll just leave it like this so that it's not awful. Then we'll use Crobat Poison Fang for 70. We'll take a knockout, get myself another prize. Yeah, I don't think I played a supporter, but I'm not willing to stake my reputation on it. Let's put it that way. I actually noticed during one of the games from the Players' Cup, Blake, that I ended up actually seeing the double supporter bug on my side of the field. Jordan actually pointed it out to me, where I played like a research, and then Marnie and research were both highlighted in my hand, which is a bit of a problem, especially for a major tournament like the Players' Cup. So I'd never seen that issue before.
Well, like you were saying, you could double
like
supporter.
I could play Marnie or a research as a supporter again, so it's interesting to say the very least.
Great ball. So there's a 1 in 8 chance that this doesn't work. How do we do this?
A 1 in 8 chance? Surely it's way more likely than that.
It was in the top 6 anyway, so it doesn't matter. For some reason, I couldn't get it to scale all the way to 7 on the other side, the stack would work properly.
The stack wouldn't just get it for you.
Okay, and then we'll actually, it's not what I meant to do.
Just the Dene, right?
Yeah. No. This is why I wasn't too fussed about it earlier, because I can just scoop them up and then chuck them back in at a later date, and then we'll take 2. I actually think that I'm out of energy here, but I'm just gonna let it rip and then just.
And we can just take a look and
confirm my suspicions.
Did you just throw that like spinning into the pile there?
I did. There was a lot of swag there.
That was very impressive.
Yeah. So we're actually out of energy here.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
We prize at 1 triple.
That's no good.
And we even play like this might be an unnecessary card, the Resource Management Orange Guru.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
so that when we like play stuff like the Dene or Research, then we don't lose as many like key resources like triple colorless and like scoop up nets, stuff like just super important stuff. Boss's orders, cards that you often like. This deck plays 4 Boss's orders.
Yeah.
Because it's just super aggro.
You just have a heap of them. Yeah. I presume you're going to go first, Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
I will.
So this is not as good a start for me. Not as good a start. But obviously going second, I'm going to have an opportunity to do some stuff. But you know, I would expect that your side of the field is going to be slightly more established, and that's a bit of a worry.
Yeah, we don't have access to a supporter this time around, but we get the first turn so we can evolve and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll start with a quick ball and we'll chuck a rhyme in there.
Chuck a rhyme in there? Oh, that didn't rhyme at all.
It did not.
That's really disappointing. I'm never going to get tired of saying that, by the way. That's going to be a recurring joke every time we play Mad Party. No, it didn't rhyme.
And then we will great... Oh, okay, cut. That's what we want. Cut. Search. I'm just wondering which one's better between the Dene and Crobat here, because I've somehow managed to peek at both of them, even though there's only 2 Crobats and 1 Dene in here. But I think we'll take the Dene here, because we have some Mad Partiers that I don't care about, which we can discard, which is kind of nice.
That is good.
Which makes up for the fact that we can't really support it here, and I'm not actually losing like any resources at all here, so we get rid of the Dene.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine.
And a rhyme, and then we lose a research and a switch.
That's nothing.
Switch is about the only card that I'm like,
That's not a problem.
Not a problem at all. And we get ourselves another one of these guys.
Now you got a lot of teapots. That's a big deal.
Lots of teapots can lead to some crazy turns. I tested this against. I'll just pass here.
Yeah. Sure.
Against Mitch playing Sableyes V, and once I had 2 teapots in play, I was just playing Roxy's, discarding 2, and then like using 2 tea breaks, and then between that and like the Denes and the Crobats, you could just draw an obscene amount of cards with this deck.
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous.
It has when it gets going, it's got the gas.
It certainly does. I mean, I'm not in a bad spot here, but I need to find a switch out. Not gonna be too hard for me to find, but if I can't find it,
still gotta find it.
I've got to get it. I'm not gonna get it off of here, but I will get a card of some description.
I mean, I'm assuming because you commed one away that you just have another one.
I've got research in my hand, so I'm gonna be drawing some cards with that.
Shuffle him up, yep.
And then research.
What do we lose here?
So research and
stamp and research.
So
okay.
It's not the end of the world. Draw into a couple of cards here. I've got switch, which is good. I can comb away another Crobat, search out something like. Is it worth maybe trying to get a sneaky couple of ticks down, possibly? Although I am going to be asking for a lot. We'll go for the Zigzagoon. We'll put 10 on one of the benched teapots. That seems fine by me. I will switch into the Eternatus with energy, and then I will play Crobat to draw 3. We'll see if we can't get like Zigzagoon, scoop up, which I can't. I'll scoop up once, put another 10 down, and then take the knockout on the active, and I'll just have to leave it at that. That's so disappointing.
Yeah, that's good for me because that I mean, yeah, you just sort of if in that circumstance you've sort of wasted
a lot of resources,
scoop up because I'm gonna evolve into the
teapot,
from the teapot to the kettle. And
put the jug on. There it is.
Yeah, we're just gonna have a look at our resources
here.
Sure.
We've got 3 cards.
So the triple XL's here. So I think we'll start with a quick ball. We'll discard a boss.
Sure.
And then we can grab that Crobat, which I know I saw earlier, and then hopefully we can do something crazy this turn.
Yeah, if you can get a couple of Mad Parties in the bin, you got 3 already. But like, I'm genuinely concerned because 220, you only need 11 in there. You could potentially get 2 in there from like 2 Sinistes, and then you like a Roxy and a Quick Ball or 2, and you're going to be well and truly on your way. It's not unreasonable.
Okay. We got the setup I like, which is I've got the second Poltergeist down. I've got the U-turn board on the Crobat, which is our pivot of choice here, so we don't have to overcommit into stuff. We will Evo Incense, which I was going to use to grab the second teapot if I whiffed here, but we're going to use it to just grab a Mr. Rhyme now.
Grab yourself the Rhyme.
But as you can see, like once it gets as you guys can see when it gets going, it really starts chugging along real fast, and then we'll just use our first tea break here.
Yep.
And we'll take 2.
Cards. And you just need one of those 5 cards to be a Mad Partier, and you're on the 5.
So yeah, we actually got like the nuts here.
Roxy, there it is.
Roxy ditching 2 Deades, and then we're gonna look at another 6 here.
Jeez.
And then
still have 1 teapot left.
We have 1 teapot. We'll get rid of a Rhyme. We'll have a look at another 2.
So we need if we can get 4 more, Blake.
4 more, hey?
4 more. Can you do that? Can you get 4 more?
Oops, click search there, not...
That's alright, I've done that many a time, it's not a problem.
All we want is that. If the split was 2 Dedenne, 1 Crobat, then I could do it. But I've already Crobat at this turn, and the second Crobat is my only option to use setup Pokemon for the rest of this turn. So we're gonna whiff here because I don't really want the Crobat.
No, fair enough.
So, and then
you got a pretty big hand. Probably don't need it. Let's see what we can get off of this great ball here. Yet again, another annoying interaction. Picking 7 cards off of the top takes way too long.
It's not too bad. Okay, we got the...
Got the Dedenne, nice. And then quick ball that away.
Quick ball that away. So, yeah, if I've actually got so many Mad Parties in hand that if I actually did have the Dedenne, I would have gotten there this turn.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. But doesn't that just speak to the like the quality of the deck that it is possible? Like, you could so easily have just done that.
Okay, so 2 Zigs are down. I'm going to quickly stop this search for a little bit. I'm just going to have a look. I think you popped... Okay, just 1 scoop up now. Okay, so it's not the end of the world. You can still pull off some craziness. I think I might just
Grab the
get
guru.
the guru here, just so I
Sure.
have it.
Sounds good.
And then I'll chuck this guy on top.
No worries. That's an interaction that's much better on this program than on Untap.
Yes, for certain. And we'll just slap you for 160. I don't think any of these new Vs have like resistance of any sort, basically.
Not really, no. So 160, that's pretty solid. Like, that's a massive whack. Let's see, what's the best way to go about this game? I'm probably going to need a couple of things. I'm gonna just take a knockout on the active. Surely that's all I'm doing here. I think I just attach to Eternatus and then do some knockouts, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of awkward. I've got a hand here with Piers and Crobat already in it. I can boss, but I don't have the Eternatus Vmax to take the knockout. I think I'm just gonna use the Power Excel, take the knockout, and accelerate one of these energies to the bench. So
the important thing, if you guys are testing at home, is that this Sinistee does not have Mad Party, so click and dragging the whole stack of Pokemon will lead to some miscalculations.
Some maths will go wrong.
Yep.
Sounds like.
But you notice it's pretty funny if you have a look in there right now, because the Mad Party selection is exactly.
Oh my god! That's perfect.
Yeah, I reorganized it so it would look perfect. But
right.
It's not naturally looking like that. We'll draw for turn here. But yeah. We're looking at like 4 of each here, and then the Poltergeist, which just went down. So we'll drop a Bunnelby.
I have a genuine fear of seeing the boss knockout on my bench Eternatus here. This is a frightening period of my life.
We're gonna Evo Incense. We're gonna grab out Poltergeist.
Another teapot.
Another pot.
Grab the pot.
And then. That's our first Bunnelby. So we'll T-break.
Get rid of one of those. Bunnelby. Sure. Get yourself 2 more
take
cards.
2.
That big hand.
Troublesome.
No energy.
Yeah. Compared to the last game where like I was literally just holding energy and having to get rid of them with Sycamore, this time I'm literally holding like everything but energy. I was hoping to T-break into it.
You still have a chance with the Rain Broom.
I can still support her into it, but I just like didn't want to commit this hard to one line of play.
Fair enough.
But tell you what, this is the card that I want to save if I can save any, and then
see if you can't get it.
Hopefully this is energy. No, not energy.
Not energy. Disappointing.
But
disappointing.
That being said, I can now preserve some of the cards that I didn't want to lose earlier, so I'll Evo Incense.
Sure thing.
We're all good there, and then we'll use Roxy as a supporter, and we're gonna chuck double Kettle.
2 more away. Okay.
But that turns off the ability to boss this turn.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's pretty solid. Like 12. So you're doing 240 damage with a 1 prize attacker. So that is pretty solid. Pretty solid indeed. There's the DCE. I've got that down to a fine art, like attaching that twin energy.
I have. I've been working on it. Alright, we've got 3 kettles in there, so that's the last kettle. Let's
But the good thing, I guess, for you is that you're already set up with all of this damage. There's no point to me really going for a kettle to try and take the knockout. I kind of have to commit to taking the knockouts on the Pokemon with the energy at the moment, or otherwise they're just going to punish me by staying in play.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's all we need here right now. So, Mad Party for the knockout.
Dang, only 240 damage.
Yep.
Yikes.
Slim pickings.
That is pretty rough. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We can get the knockout regardless of what happens because we have the Zigzagoon. So I will play the Zigzagoon down, put 10 damage onto the dude bro. Probably didn't have to do that right now because I am about to use this, which will no doubt find 7 Eternatus Vmaxes, but that's beside the point. No, actually, we didn't find any Eternatus Vmaxes, so we'll just grab this, this boy.
Hooper.
That's not a problem. Put that into the hand. I was kind of hoping that I could boss out that Crobat at some point.
Yeah, when I'm looking at my bench and I'm set up, I'm like, I think the worst thing you can do is start taking those 2 prizes off the bench and not have to play my game, which is the thing that concerns me the most.
I feel like I have to grab the VMAX now, though, which is so unfortunate. Like, I really don't want to have to do this, but I feel like I'm going to need to be able to set up like attackers and stuff in the future.
Right,
because
yeah.
I don't want to lose, like I don't want to get knocked out this turn and lose all of my energy. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put this down. The energy will be attached to the Hooper because it's coming into play now. We'll quickly shuffle this bad boy up because we are going to Crobat for 3.
Okay.
And then we find no other Pokemon that are useful to us, really. And so we'll just do way more damage than required to this Bunnelby.
This poor bunny just got sent to the Shadow Realm.
Completely destroyed. But, like, look at this, 13. It's pretty close. Like, I'm concerned. 260. I don't know how many realistically you can get. I'm just going to organise these a little bit nicer for you, Blake. There you go. So that they're all in the right order.
Sorry, I'm not looking at them anymore. I've done what I had to now, so I'm just like, yeah, this is. You've done your work now. This is fine. So we'll shuffle up here.
Alright, how many cards are left? 6 cards. This is one thing that this deck does a lot of, is goes down to not a lot of cards very quickly. So if you're effective with those thins early, almost guarantee you find it. Like, I'm worried you're going to have energy every turn for the rest of the game.
I'm going to boss out a Crobat.
Oh no, here it comes.
Yeah, but I was like, man, I hope he needs to Crobat this turn. As soon as you put down the VMAX, I was like, otherwise I don't see a game plan that wins it for me with like the potential of what he can do with that deck.
The worst bit is that I didn't have to Crobat, I just did it for fun. So, so we are in a bit of trouble, but that's okay.
Let's see, I've got a Guru here. What can I Guru? Might Guru this guy. That seems like it'd be good if he stamps me.
Good. I can't actually remember. Do I play Reset Stamp? I hope I do.
You might play one. Okay. That'll be all, thank you. We'll Mad Party for 260 damage.
No worries. We'll move this Super into the active and we'll hope that we can find ourselves a way into something useful here. We will use the Great Ball. Cut the deck a little bit. I'm going to really regret putting down this second Crobat because I think it's going to lose me the game. I'm going to need to find a hell of a lot of stuff here. Let's grab ourselves this, whatever this is.
Sneasel.
For whatever reason that it's in the deck. It's here. Let's chuck that down. So that's 6 on the bench. And I can scoop up, and I will scoop up a Zigzagoon and put 10 damage onto, let's see, the Dene maybe? No, Crobat. Let's put it on Crobat, I guess.
Getting to Dene to the 150 mark might come up relevant if you.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
If you need to hit with the VVAX, though you don't have to bench anymore to win the game next turn.
It's just a horrific hand to have. Because there's not much that I can realistically do to try and find my stamp. Because I already...
You're like no research or anything like that?
I've got boss, so I can boss something up and potentially knock it out. But if I knock out like the Dedenne or the Crobat, then...
It just means I don't have to find energy.
You don't have to find the energy. But you also got so few cards that the boss energy combo is so likely. What I'll do is I will attach to Crobat. Put that down there. And then I guess I just have to Crobat for like 2 and hope that I find Stamp. That's so weak. So weak. Oh, didn't find it. Okay, so we'll just take the knockout on the active and we will hope for the best. Hope that you do not have access to a Gust. You obviously do. Because otherwise you wouldn't have promoted the attacker straight away. No!
Boss, and we will do 280 damage.
280, there you go. Alright, well that's a very interesting game there because I think having, like, obviously we're in the real early stages of testing here, so we're not fully prepared for what our opponents are actually doing, and I'm too busy trying to get my deck to work here to notice that you need, you know, Pokemon to knock out to win the game. So I will go first for this one. Hopefully I can not make a fool of myself again.
Yep, Mulligan is that?
Mulligan, yeah. So you can take 8 should you wish.
What do we got here? Okay, this is I think this is the kind of hand I've never seen before with this deck, which isn't actually necessarily a bad thing.
So it's like a Dedenne
it's just
hand
peculiar.
or
It's not
one?
It's not bad. It's just peculiar.
It's just different. All right. Well, that's gonna be that. I'll draw for turn because I'll go first.
I'll take my Mulligan.
And then we will probably. Seems pretty weak. I don't really want to Crobat for 2 cards. No reason to do that. We were just gonna pass. We're just gonna pass, yeah.
We saw how crazy it was just having access to 2 Crobats was in that game. My, this could be explosive.
Are you about to take a knockout on Eternatus? I would be very impressed. We've got teapots. We've got quick balls. I need like a Dedenne into 4 Mad Partiers in the bin.
I'm gonna enable the potential to take a knockout this turn by grabbing Bunnelby as my first target. I think.
Sure.
And that's how I'll start, because there's no way I declare an attack for knockout unless I have a Bunnelby. So we'll shuffle up, and then I think what happens next depends entirely on what I hit off Great Ball. If I get like the did it again. If
you get the perfect cards off a Great Ball, then you should be ready and raring to go.
Now that's also peculiar, because that's not even bad, but it's just interesting. Let's just go crazy.
Just go crazy. See what you can get.
Let's just. It's something that you don't really get to do a lot with a deck, which is just push the upper boundaries of what's possible with a deck
How many cards to draw on turn 1?
By just clicking the most go-go juice and just seeing what happens.
Another Mr. Rhyme, getting them in the right order again. Oh, I don't know if you can hear her, but she's like the cat's going crazy out there. Bucket is going mad. She's desperate because as of time of recording this, it's about 10 PM South Australian time, so it is time for Bucket's dinner. Well and truly time for Bucket's dinner here.
All right, we'll start with Crobat. We'll take 3.
Sure thing. So you're sitting with it. You had a hand of Dedenne and 2 Mad Partiers, right? That was sure what you were sitting on.
What, you mean to start with?
Yeah, before you Crobatted.
Oh, no, it's well, it's not far off. But...
It's not far off, it's close enough.
I almost did search again. I was literally staring at it for a second before I realized you're doing the wrong thing again.
You're clicking the wrong buttons.
Because it's cut, then search.
Yes. You've got to cut the 7 and then search. Oh, a little teapot.
That's what the doctor ordered right there. Now, curiously enough, do I save this card with Oranguru, or do I just bin it and say go? I am going to bin it and say go.
Just bin and go. Oop, teapots.
That was the one I was debating holding on to.
Yeah, fair enough. Teapots and double research.
Alright, and now we'll take 6.
6, yep, 6 cards. See what you can get.
Alright, that didn't work this time.
That wasn't what you wanted to happen there at all.
We will use Primate Wisdom.
Sure.
Okay.
So actually sitting behind this Oranguru, like, now that I'm thinking about it, This is gonna be really, yeah. This is gonna be really like awkward for me because you're gonna be able to set yourself up a little bit.
Why?
What is happening?
I'm just trying to reorder this bloody Bunnelby.
Watch him go into a stack or something.
It's funny. If I save the research, then I was like so confident I was just gonna get the nuts and get like double Mad Party Roxy off of that Dene. That I was like, yeah, I got this. But I did not.
No dice.
No dice. So
Some
I
dice.
think we're just gonna chill. We'll just pass here.
Just pass, no worries. We'll draw for turn. All right. Well, we've got an energy now, which is good, but I don't think it really does too much for me. I can attach to the active.
Because unlike most of these games, the first attack doesn't necessarily just grab a knockout for free.
Yeah, I'm gonna
put a Zigzagoon.
10
That startles me.
10 on one of the T-boys.
Yeah,
and
T-boy.
then I will research. We'll put those.
I hate the Zigzagoon so much that I'm thinking about Stealthy Hood as an option for this deck because I just hate it. I hate it so much, man.
I've not been able to find anything there at all. That's a very, very awkward hand to get.
Hooper.
We've got a Hooper, but I'm only doing 30 damage here, and I'm weighing up like, is it worth attaching to anything? I think I just attach to this Hooper with the attack.
Hooper's good. I've got tons of abilities.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna be the way to go. I use the Power accelerate the energy to the Hooper, and do 30 damage, which to an Oranguru is nothing. You can just scoop that up.
I can and will. I am going to evolve the teapot, which you defiled with your 10 damage.
Of course.
And then we'll start with a tea break, and we'll ditch this Bunnelby, and we'll take 2.
Sure thing. Now I'm concerned because you can get yourself a pretty big
teapot
here. There's the pots.
Tea break number 2.
Oh my goodness, there's 5. We're looking for 11. 11 is the number. 11 is the number.
We're gonna scoop up net.
Yep, that seems pretty good.
Okay.
Into
our hands here. Actually that was silly. I should have used Primate Wisdom
just
first.
Do it. It's okay. It's okay. Just use it. Just use it.
Because
I know you're fine. Just as long as that card.
Because that way I can use one. Because that way I can use one after.
Use another one, yeah.
After our supporter here. Yeah. So I'll re-bench, and then. I mean, I'm gonna lose it anyway if I don't pop it down now anyway. So,
you might as well attach. Oh.
So sometimes it's so weird. Sometimes when you put the card underneath, if you click on the card underneath, sometimes it'll scoop up the cards underneath it, and that's gone wrong.
It's in a stack now. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
There it is.
We'll just place it there. We know what's attached.
You know what's going on here. All right. So Primate Wisdom. Okay, and now we'll research.
Sure. So there's 1, 2. So that's 7.
Lose a boss here, but we're able to save one with the Primate Wisdom. So, okay. 7
seems pretty good. Need 4 more, Blake. Can you do 4 more? You've used both teapots?
I can't. Yeah, I've used both teapots already because I wasn't holding a supporter to start that turn with. So that was the issue we ran into. Because this is the one that's most likely to get knocked out by Zigzagoons, if I leave it alone, I think I'll just go ahead and use the Bunnelby this turn. And then 140. Jeez, that's even more than I was expecting.
That's a pretty large chunk of damage. But you know what the worst bit is that I'm going to need to do some creative accounting to get across the line here. I'm going to need to boss out your teapot with the energy, just so I can at least take a knockout. I will then use my attack to do 60 damage because of weakness, and I'll attach to the benched Eternatus. This is not ideal. Not ideal at all. That's a decent card off of the prizes. I'm happy with that. That seems fine. That seems a-okay. Although, to be honest, it's not that fine. Like, it's really actually quite bad.
Yeah, it's alright. You know, I've seen better. But
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's alright. It's fine. It's cool.
It's fine.
We will Evo Incense.
So this is gonna be 9.
We're gonna find a
trouble.
rhyme.
We are in big trouble. We went from the first game feeling like this is going to be a super bad matchup to it actually.
Well, it's just the difference between like black
going
market
crazy.
being in play. And
That's true. That is
all
true.
the time.
Yeah. Although to be fair,
Not
I haven't
that
actually found it yet.
I don't know
so...
if you, but yeah, I was gonna say I don't actually know whether or not you've drawn it yet, but you know, that's just how crazy it is when you find it super early, like you did in that previous game.
Yeah, it's good to play it down, and it's never a problem. In fact, I'm not even sure that at this point, like you're obviously going to take 2 prizes here, but I could potentially, if I don't find it next turn, it might not even matter if I find it at all this game, because you're doing so much damage here. You're about to get 9 in the win.
We'll T-break.
Sounds good.
Take 2.
9.
Okay. 9, hey?
9.
It's a shame.
Because it's not 11?
Because it's not 11.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So he could have made use of a boss here, but I mean, I'm taking 2 prizes
Yeah, 2
anyway.
prizes
What
on
am
the
I?
active is
What am I
fine, yeah.
really complaining
It's
about?
effectively
Just
the
like
same,
you're
yeah.
taking the knockout. What's it going on about? But yeah, we'll Mad Party
Yeah,
here.
sure. That sounds good. I'll promote the Hooper, and we will draw a card. Okay.
I've only got like 7 abilities on the bench, so it's alright.
We're gonna play down the other Hooper.
Other Hooper.
Other Hooper, and we're just gonna move that down there. We'll play I guess a Sneasel down, and then Crobat and try and draw some cards.
That's a good turn.
4 here. That seems fine. Not ideal though, because we obviously need to get ourselves something going on. What I could do is I could actually, and I think this is actually a good idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into the benched Hooper, because this is the one that is doing damage based on whether it's coming to the active this turn or not. So
Right,
I think
and it also has the high energy, so that like
if
it's
going
a
to get
pivot
knocked
if it
out.
lives.
It's going to get knocked out, but I'm...
Well, to be fair, I'm going to try my best to avoid knocking it out, because I really don't want to have to deal with anything that gives me less than 2 prizes. Yeah.
Fair enough. And then I'm going to Piers, because I haven't played a support yet. I will grab the Vmax.
Okay, yep.
Just so that you can't
use the
gust the Eternatus straight away.
Yep. And the other hide.
I'll grab the other hide. So that's in the hand for later. I'll evolve. Whoop. I don't know how that happened. We'll evolve that one there.
Just make sure you give him a shuffle.
We will. Rrrr. And then take the knockout. That's pretty much all to do this turn. But yeah, this is not a good spot to be in, because you can just easily take the knockout on the Crobat. And even though it's unlikely you're going to be able to one-shot the Eternatus, it's still possible. Like, it's not impossible.
Well, because you've taken more time this game, I have the time to 2-shot it if I have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Which wasn't the case last game. Last game, I absolutely just had to...
One-shot stuff.
I had to one-shot stuff because I started from behind.
But there is a lot of work to be done.
Just realised I got it a Deno with an Evo instance, which does not work.
That's not a card that you can... Whoa,
I did that thing.
And now you've dealt it to my
again.
hand. Cool. Just chuck that back in there.
That's an old favourite of...
Oh, he's done it again. He's done it again.
Oh my god.
So just FYI, what he's doing is he's clicking deal instead of search. Like an idiot.
Like an idiot. Alright, I'm just gonna throw this other incense in there and just shuffle it up, because I haven't got any targets left for that. So we're gonna. Okay, no, I can do some trickiness here. So
interesting stuff going on.
I'm gonna T-break.
Yep. Draw a couple of cards.
I'll take 2. Okay. And then I will Great Ball.
Just gonna grab that damage counter out of your way.
No, I did it again.
Just done the search again.
Because I was like, don't deal the cards again, and I ended up just
dealing
doing
all the cards again.
Together. I was focusing so hard on not trying to deal cards to people that I ended up just avoiding, just not clicking the right button. Alright.
Oh no.
We got this. This is now in our hands. We're gonna do some cool stuff here. We're just gonna scoop up, and then we're just gonna redo this, which refreshes the ability because it's a new one. We're gonna T-break.
That seems pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. going to have to get real lucky to win this game, I think. It's going to be very awkward. I need to, let's have a think. Let's have a think here. You're on 12, you're going to boss.
I'm going to grab the Crobat.
Bossing the Crobat. Bossing the Crobat. Okay.
And what card will I save this turn? I'll go down to 2, so this card's probably the best one to save.
Now, I can't remember how many bosses you play, Blake. It's probably 3. So I'm concerned.
Alright, and then we will Mad Party for 240.
Only 240. How embarrassing.
And triple colourless gets discarded.
We'll draw. We'll see what we get. We've found a Crobat, but that's no good. I don't want that. That's not ideal at all. Let's see here. We're going to Piers. Because, I mean, we need to do something. We can't just allow this to happen. We'll find a Zigzagoon and we'll grab ourselves a Darkness Energy as well. Chuck those into the hand. The Zigzagoon will come down. We'll put 10 onto the little teacup again. And we will also put the Hide Darkness Energy on this Hooper on the bench. We'll retreat into this Hooper. And hopefully this is enough. Hopefully you can't get a one-shot and we can somehow manage to steal the game next turn. I'll take a knockout with Evil Admonition. Thank you.
Okay.
Alright, so it's going to be tough. 340, but it's not impossible. What is it like? 4 more Mad Partiers? Do you even have 4 more Mad Partiers?
No. It's impossible to hit 340 with this deck. Because there's only 16 released.
Jeez. So there's only so much one can do.
Only so much. So we'll quick ball away. Actually, we want. I want to pick up the whole thing here. And we'll get rid of Roxy because we're like out of Pokemon to just ditch altogether.
You can't be discarding anymore.
Just can't be doing that.
Alright. There's the Bunnel Beam. Now it's interesting here because Blake to win the game is going to have to half hit this Eternatus now or hope that I play down a V or GX Pokemon and win the game next turn. But if he doesn't attack the Eternatus, then I don't need to bench the Vs, so it's kind of a catch-22 here. Or, of course, he could just take a knockout and then, take a knockout again next turn, if I don't win. I didn't consider that as an option. Probably should have. Seems irrelevant. I don't like how quiet you've gone over there, Blake. It's very concerning. It means you're thinking.
We're gonna Primate Wisdom.
Means you're thinking.
And then we're gonna take the knockout with Hooper.
Sure thing. Alright, here we go. So, the chance to win is in my hands. We'll draw for turn. We've got ourselves some stuff to do. So we'll play down an Eternatus. We'll evolve into Weavile because it doesn't matter anymore. I either win this turn or I don't. We will attach to Eternatus. Now, how much space do I have here?
3.
3. Okay, so I can go like this. We'll Pokecom away and Eternatus. Find ourselves, hopefully, another Zigzagoon. That seems pretty solid. So we'll grab that and put 10 onto the bench. Now, this is where it becomes a little awkward because I need to Crobat here into a Gust, which I don't know how likely that is going to be. Because if I play the research that's in my hand, I cannot win, which is concerning. So let's Crobat. We'll draw ourselves 4 cards. Ooh, it's not a Gust. I wonder. Let's scoop up and take the knockout. So see if there's one in my prizes. Ooh, it wasn't in my prizes. I think you might be getting me here, Blake. We'll go for the Great Ball. Cut that into 7 cards. Because, yeah, I think there's just that little bit too much. That little bit too much to do. The boss was in the Great Ball, but that doesn't count, unfortunately. That doesn't count. So I reckon, Blake, if you're holding Gust, you're going to win this game. And the fact that you're quiet means you've probably got Gust. Although, to be fair, let's see, how many, you've got one more attacker. You got one more attacker. I don't like it. I don't like it. Here, you don't have access to it.
Okay.
You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. We will do a little. We'll do a little Scoopy Doopy. We'll use the Zigzagoon, I guess, to put some damage onto the Mew, maybe? I don't think it ever becomes relevant, and then we'll research. Okay, so I don't win this turn, but that does give me a chance. Gives me a chance in the game. So here we go, got the boss in hand now, but it's just that little bit too late. We'll retreat into the Eternatus, because that way Blake needs all the more cards, and we will completely destroy your little boy. He's gone. Sent to the Shadow Realm. Alright, here we go.
Draft turn.
Show me what you got.
Hit me with your genie bottle. Paramount Wisdom.
Sure. See what you get. That was not
I believe
the
you
card.
can see that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a card that's particularly useful right now.
So you've got me with the stamp.
Yeah. You obviously had it before I stamped you.
And
so.
I'm so glad you stamped me because dun da da da.
Oh my goodness, that's the last one. Oh,
The last, but I was a 50. I had to kill the Hooper. I couldn't gust to half it because I knew I needed a second
needed the
attacker.
extra attacker. Oh no.
Because I lost all those Poltergeist early, so I couldn't evolve into it and threaten with it next turn.
Jeez.
So I was like, well, I'm gonna take the 50-50, kill the Hooper, and try and unprize Bunnelby so I can win next turn. But I remembered which card you gave me instead, like what card I got instead of the Bunnelby, which was Evo Incense, which was it was the last copy of it in the deck, and it's literally on the bottom of the deck, which would have been the Bunnelby if that was the case.
Right.
But I've literally just got Roxy's and
energy.
and the triple colors,
no.
and I had like switch of the other cards, so there was just no finagling to do. But yeah, it got me with a stamp.
Jeez,
Well
that's actually a lot closer than I was anticipating. I think that there's obviously like some work to be done on both lists and work to be done for both players, because I mean they're brand new decks that we've only just started playing with. But yeah, I think that there's something to that matchup, Blake. I don't know, maybe I'm feeling a little.
Oh
bit
yeah, it's not
generous,
open and shut for sure.
No, it seems a lot more difficult than it might have been the second that we opened up today. Because when we started playing that first game, I was very concerned that we were going to be showing off a very, very poor matchup. But hey, there we go. There's the.
It can easily be a poor matchup if they just start like 4 Zigzagoons. And
oh
then,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
It could be so easy for Eternatus to just run hot and then donk a Mad Partier that's just only led like Bunnelby, Sinisty on their first turn and then just had to pass.
And then that's it. But
it's just, but that's it. That's the game, how Mad Party's gonna be. You have to be mad to play it. It's gonna be.
Well, it's gonna be super good. Right? It's gonna be super good fun to play.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm super hyped for both of these decks, and hopefully we get a chance to play with them in real life pretty soon. Thank you, Blake, for coming along and playing this one this evening.
No worries.
And thank you to you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please consider subscribing. There's a button above my head where you can press that and subscribe if you like. That was a very awkward way of saying that. On the other side of the screen are some videos that YouTube thinks you'll like, and a playlist underneath us of more Darkness Ablaze testing. I've got to start getting into the habit of saying that because it's going to be 3 months of fun times with Darkness Ablaze. Thank you everyone for coming along, and we'll see you all next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.